discovering the optimism or the optimist in me and who I am. There is something that I need to discover deep within myself, because I really want to know who I am, why I do certain things, take certain actions, and also what my life will be in the future. I'd like to keep changing in my life, learning from my mistakes. Our mistakes are normal, but I need to be ready for the real world after graduation. And also because there are only 2 months left. I'm thinking to not give up, about not giving up in my life, because sometimes I don't necessarily like what I do, and I do feel like giving up, even giving up on myself. But after my brain and heart, I want to follow them and finish those things instead of following that initial urge to give up. So finishing things first will allow me and free up my brain not to worry anymore. This is something that I'll do again and again in life and down in the future. I really respect and honor Helen Keller's quote, "Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence." I don't understand sometimes why I've made the mistakes in life that I have, and I often wonder about them, because that will help me learn to do better, to be better, and I won't be worried because next time I won't repeat that same mistake. It helps me to learn a lesson, also using common sense and taking time to think before I answer, because I don't like to feel that I'm someone who is angry or rude, especially to people who don't deserve it, because that causes me and others to feel bad and maybe even overthink things. And I think that this is, I guess, the first time it really impacted me. I realized when I did it, it was something that I should not repeat. Because I am and was raised to be a good person, an innocent person, and not harm other people. Later on, I felt that in life, as a deaf person, I didn't always understand why I reacted the way I did when socializing with hearing people, why I was quiet. And I just watched hearing people as they talked and joked and fought and did all the things that hearing people do. I enjoyed watching hearing people. But I still didn't understand why I was silent and not participating. As I watched them, I did find that it was something I enjoyed. I liked observing. I liked observing hearing people and thinking about how I can communicate with hearing people. I would write, use gestures, text on my phone, and read lips as best I could, even though it may only be a little bit. I always give optimism or think optimistically to myself and spend time, hours to think of better ways that will not go away. And I like to discover things about myself and being optimistic in my future. Discovering the optimism in me. When I entered into the school here, the teachers really challenged me to reach a higher and more rigorous level. I didn't always understand clearly. Sometimes I felt frustrated because they were too tough, and it was too much, and the work was hard. And so it confused me sometimes. And I know that being negative is an awful thing. And so I decided at one point I was switched to another teacher. They taught me, they educated me, and I improved in my learning, and I understood their explanations that were both deep and clear. And then things started to make more clearly sense. I improved and learned everything which made me more positive, which I think it was important to have more depth in how I was being taught and how things were explained to me, because then I could improve my own skills. I'm an athlete on the basketball team, so I feel like I've made mistakes, and I just need to do more. I need to train more and keep improving. That way I can feel better and know that I'm ready. Then I actually had some success and saw some improvement in my actions and in my skills. And I think it's best to be positive in that process. Work hard and don't give up. Just maintain that positivity and that flow. Lucille Ball said, one of the things I learned the hard way was that it doesn't pay to get discouraged. Keeping busy and making optimism a way of life can restore your faith in yourself. So in the past, I had a student who bullied me. I felt innocent in that, and that it was happening for no good reason, but I didn't know what to do. So that was my experience as I was being bullied. I hated that student who bullied me. It made me sad, and it made me upset. So a staff member helped me solve this problem. And in doing so, I actually felt better, and things got better. Things improved. I was able to ignore the bullying. The bully was still there, but later, and I guess for many reasons, the bullying actually stopped. I think we needed to go, or try to go back to being friends, maybe even best friends. So we became friends with one another, and we were nice and friendly to each other from that point forward. My family thinks of me as not being able to drive, and it means I can't go places with my friends. Trusting in my other friends who are deaf like me and maybe aren't so great at writing English. But honestly, I can do it. I'm smart and skilled, and I know myself. It's just my family doesn't know. And then later on, they actually learned that there were things that I could do for myself in life. They thought that I couldn't be independent, even with staff and teachers and others. I want to learn about being independent for myself, and also I want others to know what I can do to improve. I'm not dumb, I'm smart, and that's why I want to learn to be independent and on my own. Discovering the optimism in me. Optimism, a quote, optimism is a happiness magnet. If you stay positive, good things and good people will be drawn to you. This is from Mary Loretton. In my opinion, positivity helps me change for the better and become stronger. I need someone who will help me to look at the future and be positive. I believe I can do it myself. I believe I can be positive. God gave me strength and intelligence. Before, I've had bad grades, so my friends taught me how to be the best and a more positive person. I have a smile on my face when I meet strangers. I say positive things that make strangers happy and smile and be positive themselves. I believe that God wants me to teach homeless people to learn positive things. I also want to play chess, but I don't know how. But I never give up, and I keep improving. And I ask someone if they're willing to help me improve. Daydreaming can happen, and you never know what the future may bring. I love myself because I'm always laughing and being positive. My friends sometimes will message me and tell me jokes and stories, And sometimes they may shock me a little bit with what they say, and I might say to them, no. But then I laugh, my friends laugh too, and I remember the positive. Mickey Mouse said, to laugh at yourself is to love yourself. I love my family and my teachers and their kindness to me. They try to make me laugh and teach me new things about the outside world. Being baptized will make you welcome, or will welcome you into a new life. One that is positive, strong, and accepting. Relaxing will help you to dream, like flying in the sky and dancing. You need to tell your family about your stories and your last words before you go away or pass on. Last words can make you memorable, and they can inspire a smile. If a bully pushes you down on the ground, you get up and show them your positivity and your true power. Show a good attitude, be personable, and listen. The Bible teaches you how to appropriately be polite, have good behavior, and show kindness. For my motivation, I can't wait to graduate, continue learning, focus, and work harder. Family is important to you because it's your family who cares about you. And caring about family is the best. It's also positive. I have a hard decision to make about my future. I'm still thinking about what will be the right path for me. People need me, my family needs me, and God needs me too. I take care of my niece. We play with Legos. My niece loves to dance and read books. My niece wants to help my mom. So people who need help with packages, like when you're moving a house or something out, or something else, you should always be willing to help. My family's willing to help so people can be happy. Discovering the optimism within me. Amina Lake Abdurrahman said, an optimist understands that life can be a bumpy road, but at least it's leading somewhere. They learn from mistakes and failures and are not afraid to fail again. I believe this is a good quote about optimism. I feel like not giving up in my life is important. I have to keep cool and not become negative. I need to keep positive. If people keep you down, you just gotta stay cool. And I love myself. I let myself understand how strong I am. I can do everything that I want to, anything that I want to try, and I'll show people how strong I am. I can never change to a negative life. It's important to stay positive. This positivity, this positive thinking makes me focus on myself no matter what people say to me. I will not listen to other people's negative thoughts, and I will only listen to the hearts of my family and friends because they are always there for me to support me. God watches us to make sure that we are good, positive, and help people as they need help. Not ignoring people is important. God made all of us, made all of them with the same blood, even people of different color. We should all still support one another. That's how I make myself continue to be positive and knowing that it is good and then I'm able to focus on myself. It's important. I also don't trust strangers, but I do trust people like childhood friends and people that I've known. We trust each other to be positive. I just don't worry about what people say to me. I just worry about how to be positive. For my future, I want to be alone, free. Single is better than nothing, and has no arguing if something happens. That is why I want peace and positivity. I want to be proud of myself, and I want to be positive. I do not worry about others per se. I just want to be alone. I can keep busy and not focus on people online, fake people. I want real people in my life that I trust. As I said, childhood friends, besties, and family. Anyone who's been there on my side no matter what. Those who care and still love me and focus on my positivity or people I want. I don't want to hear about people who are negative or suicidal, or say, I want them to talk to them, if I want them to talk to me, I have to trust people. You have to trust people. People who can make you feel better. But also people who don't cross over your lines or boundaries. I want to get a new life and with no drama, and have people like that to back off and walk away. If someone pulls me with them, this negativity, I say, no, I'm good. I can go out and doing things that are fun and with no negativity and only be positive. Like my mom and dad said, don't be negative. They still love you no matter what in their hearts. Nobody stands over your line. Discovering the optimism in me. I want to become more positive, to be better than I was before when I had negativity in my life. Now I'm back at school. It's my senior year. I lost my mom and dad, and I'm trying to be a better me. The reason is, now that I'm back at school, sometimes I may feel I'm alone and sad. The staff help me. I used to be frustrated so much, but now the staff, the RAs in the dorm, and the students say, I have to be good and positive for the sake of my mom and dad who are in heaven now watching me. That makes me happy. It makes me smile. I want to be motivated so that I can achieve my goals and have a good future. I will never give up, even when I am trying to read books that are challenging. I'm trying to better myself. I'm trying to be a better reader. I try to work hard. I'm always learning in my math, my reading, my science, my social studies, and history. I went to the College and Career Academy for the first time when I was a sophomore, and I joined a welding class there. When I started welding, I wasn't that good, but then later on I started to feel better as I learned more. And now I can't attend the welding class because it's full, and that's one of those things that I have to accept for now. I don't need to be sad or upset. I just need to be positive, and I need to keep going. I'm respectful to people because I have a good attitude and I'm positive all the time. Working hard gives good results, whether it's with books, competitions, sports, welding, or other things. This will make me happy. So I would like to say thank you to the staff and the RAs and the others who have always helped me at all times to feel better. The staff and the RAs say they don't want bad behavior, and I try myself to make sure that I'm only exhibiting good behavior. I just listen to the staff and RAs and how they encourage me, and they try hard to keep me going. And like Michael Jordan said, I hope the millions of people whose lives I've touched have the optimism and desire to share their goals and their hard work and persevere with a positive attitude. Discovering the optimism in me. I've often had a negative attitude, and I knew that I needed to get a positive attitude and act better in school. I wanted to learn more for the sake of my education, and then as I've learned, after school I've been able to play sports and hang with my group of friends. That's as long as my homework is done. Then after dinner, my friends go home or to the dorm to sleep. And then the next morning, every day, there are more possibilities for motivation in everything. It's important for me to just focus on my motivation in class or sports. Normally I do want to be social with other people, but I know I need to focus sometimes on just family and school. I want to focus on people being able to trust me, because when I look back, when I talk behind someone else's back in a negative way, I realize that now that's something that I have to stop. I want to speak happily and to be able to interact and chat positively with people. I need to try not to do that and leave the negativity in the past. And I think if I make these changes, I can have a better future and be more positive. My grandmother passed away in October of 2013, and I felt it was a really negative situation. It caused me to feel negatively. In the future, I know it's possible that other family members will pass, so I've learned that if it happens, I should focus on the positive instead, because it would be and could be a new day for me. Because like Yvonne Chouinard says, there's no difference between a pessimist who says, it's all over, don't bother trying to do anything, forget about voting, it won't make a difference. And an optimist who says, relax, everything is going to turn out fine. In the future, for my life, I think I would like to be a social worker. I want to be taught how to be a good social worker. As I've gotten older, I've become more aware of people who struggle with problems, emotional and even mental health issues. I've had personal experience with this. My school social worker, Jackie, has helped me a lot, and I look up to her. I want to help other people who are struggling to be able to give good advice and support and let them know that someone cares. As a social worker, I think I can help family, friends, and staff. And maybe if I become a social worker, which is my goal, I can discover more of the optimism in me and then always help people and be able to talk with people. Then I can use my positivity to help others with their situations. So there's no violence, only peace. That is what I want as a goal in life. A new future and a new journey for me. Then I can work with others to solve problems. I really do want others to impact me and to have an impact on them so that I don't go back to being negative. I want to stay peaceful and positive in my future, and I think meeting that goal of being a social worker will help. I am trying to discover the optimism in me. Helen Keller said that optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. It's important to have confidence in yourself and believe in yourself heart and soul. To remember that you have the ability to change yourself personally, to grow and become confident. I have to show myself that I can do this. I shouldn't give up. I have to keep working hard to be successful in my future. It doesn't matter about what barriers I may face or fears I may have. It's important to think positive and not be negative. And now, how will I keep positivity in my life? I will try to be strong and have confidence in myself. Sometimes I can feel something is wrong or I'm being negative about myself because I've failed. However, I can pass with good grades. My life can be hard, but still positive. And a lot of the time, I'm negative because I don't think about myself that way. But I've learned through new opportunities I'm involved in, like Academic Bowl or Junior NAD or Battle of the Books. They've all made me more positive because they're good opportunities for me. These activities are positive for me and have changed my life a lot. My dream is that I want to become a social worker because I'm very fascinated with social work. I'm a very social person and I have good communication skills. So it's my goal to be a social worker. I try to learn how to be a good leader and be a positive social worker. I would be successful hopefully in the future because I consider it a good thing in my life. And I would also want to be a good person. Also, I really look up to a person here who's a social worker at the school, Jackie Blanchard. She told me about her life, and that really impacted me and inspired me to change my life because she's deaf and I'm deaf too. She helped me understand that I can do the same thing. Knowing we're the same gives me optimism that I can accomplish my goal of becoming a social worker. I try to consider other people's experience through positivity and negativity. I wonder if people have experienced trauma in their lives or of different kinds, for example, mental health, depression, etc. I've seen a lot of people who seem to try to be negative. Today, the world seems pretty awful. I see a lot of young people and adults having high percentages of suicide attempts or suicides, and I try to show the world how to be strong and confident. I don't think negatively because I've experienced this myself before, feeling negative most of the time. I've learned to stop being negative and be nicer to myself and think positively. It's important to have communication with others to feel better and more positive. Other people, friends or teachers are nice and they have confidence that I didn't always have in my life, but I learned about myself from them. And I asked myself why I failed, or I wonder if I'll be successful in the future. I have to work hard and get good grades. If I'm feeling frustrated, I ask someone to help me because they're willing to help their friend and support me because they're strong and they have confidence in me. In the same way, I feel others need my help. So my goal is to be a role model to other kids, to look up, to give them someone to look up to. I can show them more confidence and positivity. Then the kids will know that they can do the same thing that I can do. I've learned from my grandparents who said if I was feeling alone or lost, ask a friend or someone to find someone to talk to. They always call me strong and confident, which means that I've had good role models for myself. So now I'm feeling inspired about myself right now, and I've figured out and realized a lot of things inside. My personality is really positive, but sometimes I feel negative because of things I've been through. I'll be more successful in the future. As Henry Ford said, failure is the opportunity to begin again more intelligently. After all, this life is what you make it. No matter what you're going to mess up sometimes, it's a universal truth. But the good part is you get to decide how you're going to mess it up. That part was from Marilyn Monroe. Discovering the optimism within me. Working hard can give good results, which will show you that there are things that you can do which make you optimistic. This is an unknown quote. Be patient with yourself. Nothing in nature blooms all year. The second quote is by Christine Kane. Sometimes when you're in a dark place, you think you're buried, but you're actually planted. I'm going to be a positive person and act in positive ways. I'm always happy for other people. I'm not going to be negative. I'm proud of myself for being positive. I work hard to be positive and never negative. I think that going forward, I will be positive and see myself as someone who is smart. I love being positive, I always do, but honestly, if you're negative, it's not good. It's not good for anyone. It's bad. I would like to be positive forever. I think God wants the world to be positive, and I really want to help people and help them work hard. In class, I work hard, and I show a lot of patience. So I truly enjoy being positive. Honestly, I know I need to try my best. I need to be positive, and I need to be proud. Do not hate positivity. Positivity is good for you. So stop trying to be negative. Stop trying to be negative. That's enough. I want this to be positive. And that's important for positivity. You can't always be complaining about every negative. My friends always help me to be positive. Sometimes they explain to me a little more deeply how or why things happen. And I understand from that sometimes that we really do need to be positive. I'm busy helping my family, and I know that I can't give up. I have to keep going and be positive. I like football and basketball. I'm always with my family, and I'm very glad and thankful for the world. My family and I have a lot of fun. Sometimes we travel, which is also fun. I've gone with my friends, and that's, no matter where we go, always fun. My brother and I have been going to 6 nights over Georgia. That was also a lot of fun. I've been able to play in the dorms and talk and hang out in the dorms a lot. I just simply enjoy the world, and I've traveled a lot. I have no animosity toward my family. I know my family loves me. I can't wait for spring break, and I'm ready to have a lot of fun somewhere.
Now that they've exited, students, I know you're glad it's over, right? Now audience, we didn't let you applaud and celebrate during the competition, but now you can. Okay, now it's time to congratulate and honor all of our contestants and present our awards. As you come up, Mr. Scott Moody, this is Scott, Mr. Moody. He will present you with a certificate to commemorate your participation in the contest. And then we're going to ask you to tell us your grade and hometown. So we will start with contestant A, and that is Raul Rio. Come up on stage.
Yes.
Grade level and hometown.
I'm a senior, and I'm from Dalton, Georgia.
Oh, Georgia, okay, thank you. Contestant B, Kentrell Mormon. And your grade and hometown.
I'm a senior, and I'm from Troop, Georgia. Troop County.
Cook County. Contestant C, Rabon or Rabon, Zen. And grade level and hometown.
I'm from Clark, Georgia, and I'm in 10th grade.
Contestant D, Isaiah McGee.
I'm a junior, and I'm from Marietta, Georgia. Macon, Georgia.
Macon. Contestant E, Jeremiah Green.
I'm a senior, and I'm from Marietta, Georgia.
Contestant F, Miracle Castleberry.
I'm a senior, and I'm from Augusta, Georgia.
Contestant G, Harris McCory.
I'm in 9th grade, and I am from Shiloh, Georgia.
And finally, contestant 8, Sean Reed.
Ninth grade, and I'm from Milledgeville, Georgia.
Congratulations, all right? That'll be great, yes. we're going to introduce the winners. The third place student is, drum roll. Third place winner, Miracle Cat Second place goes to Paris McCrory.
There's okay. Hang on, let me get this out. Hold up, I'm going fast. All right, go ahead. I got
Okay.
it.
First place goes to contestant E, Jeremiah.